Okay, back to the questions.
You're interested in other genres, like what kind of genre you like,
Oh yeah, okay.
and how it changed over like years,
Okay.
and yeah, what you like and how it has changed over last 20 years. Action.
Yeah, when I first started playing guitar when I was young, I was really into Bob Dylan and folk songs and, long songs just with a guitar player and a harmonica. I play harmonica as well, especially with a rack around my neck like Bob Dylan. And that's what I really like playing. Singer-songwriters, Bob Dylan and Donovan, a lot of the English folk songs, incredible string band and Pentangle and Martin Carthy and people like that. And then when I came to Ireland, I got into Irish traditional, not traditional orchestral music, but more traditional ballads like the Dubliners and later on the Pogues. So I liked folk music and then funny music as well, like Arlo Guthrie. So a lot of that is not with a band, just with a guitar or a piano or something like that. And then later on, I got into American music like bluegrass, which was banjo and a guitar and a fiddle. And I played a lot with people like Eamon Doyle in Dunleary, and who was a great fiddle player and guitar player. And we used to play in the lots of different places, McDonough's and the King's Inn in Dalkey, and the Cozy in Dunleary. So that'd be bluegrass music, American country music, but more Appalachian. And then, of course, I always liked rock music, more like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and that is really my passion. That's why I formed a rock band, so that we could play the music of the Rolling Stones and the Doors and Jimi Hendrix. Not that I was a lead guitarist, I was really only the singer and the rhythm guitarist. But that's the kind I really like the best. But also really folk music and bluegrass type music, which is not the schmaltzy kind of country music, but more rustic, more roots music, and blues, of course, blues from the beginning, from John Mayall and other bands like that. I can't remember the names now. And they were all revived by the British, really. They revived them for the English. They brought the blues back to America in a lot of ways, that it had sort of run out of fashion by the 60s. And then all these English bands like the Rolling Stones, which brought the blues and blues-influenced music back to America, that brought it back to the mainstream. And they'd moved on, really. And I was never really into jazz, but I do appreciate jazz songs, and I do sing some jazz ballads, but not the noodling type of, which is probably great for the musicians who like showing all the different chords and different things they can play on a guitar. But I was more into the songs, I've got you under my skin and all of me, why not take all of me? Different kinds of actual songs that had the blues. And of course, I love Billie Holiday and great shouters like Janis Joplin. I was really amazed when I first heard her. I thought, my God, who's that white woman screaming into the microphone? But it soon caught on and became one of the most popular genres in the world, blues music sung by a woman with a lot of passion, like Aretha Franklin. And we had those kind of singers here in Ireland, and we have male singers like that as well. Freddie White and Rob Strong, real powerful voices who could really bring that kind of music across. I suppose that's most of my genres. I mean, I like rock music. I never got into heavy rock, but I did appreciate Pink Floyd, even Metallica really. But some of the bands, the heavy rock bands, became a bit outrageous in their. And I never really got into hip hop much, but I do some raps, like by the Last Poets, Wake Up Niggas, which is black guys from New York in the 1960s. And they were singing to their own people and trying to shake them out of their lethargy. So there was ones like the white man, the white man's got a God complex, and I got a stone on my back, about heroin addiction. A lot of those things were great warnings to young people that, you might take some psychedelic drugs, but stay away from those heavy drugs, the cocaines and the heroines and all that sort of stuff. A lot of those songs were warnings to young people, which I certainly took to. I never took those kind of things really. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, sure. So, after 100 years, how would you want to be remembered in the world?
After 100 years, nobody is remembered, unless you've written a book that's become famous. But no, you hope your daughters or your brothers and sisters remember you for a few weeks after you die and think of you on your anniversary. But I'd love somebody to be singing my song, Summer of Love, in 100 years. That'd be great. To think, well, my song had some meaning, and I sang it yesterday, and somebody was walking by and said, geez, who wrote that song? I said, I did. They said, really? That's really good. So, that sort of thing. But the best work I did in my life was when I taught transcendental meditation to over 1,200 people. And I hope a lot of those people are still practicing it and thinking fondly of me, that I gave them this useful practice to do that helped them in their lives. But otherwise, I have a picture on the wall of my grandmother and my grandfather, and they're dead many years now, and I remember them through the pictures. But if they didn't have pictures, I also have my uncles were artists, so I have paintings of myself and of my sister and of my grandmother. I think those kind of artistic works, and of my father. My brother's an artist, as well as two of my brothers are writers as well. So maybe they'll have much more fame than me in the long term, because their books will still be around and people could read them either as great literature or as great oddities for the 20th and the 21st century. But I don't think anybody gets remembered very long. And if they do, their memory is changed. We think Abraham Lincoln was a great man because he freed the slaves, but he also had Indians executed for rebelling against American Indians, opposing the colonization and the broken treaties that were happening to them. So nobody's completely good, nobody's completely bad, except for Hitler, of course.
Okay, now you can play one of your song or any song for us.
You can play the Sound of Love, I think.
Yeah, Summer of Love.
Okay.
The Summer of Love for us.
Why, thank you. I'm glad you asked me to play my best song, or one of my few ones that I remember. I was born in Ireland, but I was brought up in Sydney in Australia, and by the time I'd finished college in Australia, and they had the draft, like in America, they had conscription, and most of the conscripts went to Vietnam because the Australians were supporting the Americans in their war against the Viet Cong and the Viet Minh. So this song is about that period of my life, called The Summer of Love, or the class of '67, which is the year I left school. I finished school in the summer of love. I was an Irish Aussie boy, but by the end of '68 I'd smoked some pot. I tripped and found out what was what. I fell in love with an Asian queen. We looked like John and Yoko on that Sydney scene. I found all was one and war was wrong, and in the Anzacs I don't belong. So I skipped the draft and I took that craft over the southern starry seas. But in London town many trips went down, and brother, so did me. I did my time and I changed my mind with meditation. Then you see, I found a new life, peace and a wife back over the Irish Sea. Do you remember Be Here Now? That book that showed us how you find that pearl of wisdom and you get your girl and you'll change the world somehow. Taught my daughter how to live in peace right here and now. My daughter grew, but my ego too. I lost what I had found. My lesson learned, I look at life more simply than that now. Instead of looking back in fear, I'm busy looking around. So remember to be here now. We really should know how. You find the pearl and you get your girl and you change the world. But still I pray before my grave, one vision more to see. The truth of life, that love is all, and now is where I'll be. I'll do my work, stay down to earth, and I'll pray and sing real free. 'Cause the class of '67, we only wanted to be free. Remember, be here now. We really do know how. You find the pearl and you get your girl and you'll change the world. Yeah, remember, be here now. We really do know how. You find the pearl of wisdom and you get your girl and you'll change the world right now. Thank you.
Ooh, and it's a backup.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Thank you for singing the song.
Okay,
And-
thank you for asking.
Yeah, and
Any of the mushrooms doing anything to you?
No,
no,
we are just.
nothing.
Nothing.
They're not trippy.
I'm sad.
Take the whole lot.
Yeah.
Maybe take them at home. Bring them home and take them all in one pot. Maybe they'll do something.
Yeah.
But it was
So
tasty.
if they do too much, you can just go to bed.
No,
Yeah,
this,
but
I
it's
don't
tasty.
think
It's
it's
tasty.
tasty. Like I made it tasty,
Yeah.
dude.
Okay.
It's maybe people take them as a microdosing as well
Okay.
to improve moods or something or other. Maybe they'll do. Maybe they're just
But
too.
get some honey dip from him.
I could ask him again. Yeah,
Yeah,
I could.
we need a link.
Thank you. Bye bye.